Okay, we're live now. Trying to set up a live stream on YouTube here and put any kind of stuff into it is just, anyways. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome everybody. Nobody's in right now, but for those of you watching in the future, we are going to be decorating sugar cookies today. Ah! So, decorating sugar cookies, baking sugar cookies, has kind of been a run on tradition with me for almost 10 years now. I started wanting to make sugar cookies and learn how to bake them when I was like in my late 20s, oh, probably early 30s, because I had a hankering. I had a hankering for some good old classic sugar cookies that you just can't buy at the store. They have to be baked at home and iced with this crap, And, no one was around to do it. I always expected my mom to do it or whatever, but it was me. I was the man of the house and I wanted those sugar cookies. So I had to learn on my own, learn by myself. So I went out and bought a couple bags of the Pillsbury or Betty Crocker sugar cookie mixes. You buy an egg, you get a stick of butter and a bag of that mix. Throw it all in a bowl, mix it up, and you put it in the oven. Get your cookie cutters out, get the flour, cut out the cookies how you want it, put it on a pan with some parchment paper. That's one of the tricks. Parchment paper. Don't put it right onto the baking sheet. You don't want to spray it down or anything. Just get some parchment paper, lay it down on the baking sheet. Take your cookies, whatever you cut, put them on there, throw it in the oven, 375 degrees Fahrenheit, about 7 minutes, 8 minutes max. Pull them out, get them out. They're going to be a little doughy, all right? But you don't want them crisp, all right? And the reason why is because over time, they will get harder, but not so hard. They'll stay super soft for like a week, 2 weeks, and they'll be so good. So when you take them out of the oven, they're going to be doughy. You're going to think you messed up and it needs to go back in the oven. No. That's what you want, is almost like a doughy consistency, but once you put it on the rack and it dries a little bit, oh, it's going to be so good. So anyways, let's get right into it here. I got my cookies all going here, and we're just going to chat, and let's see, I'll make sure I'm able to actually see the chat. There we go. What's up, Ian? How you doing, dude? Chris Dreyer hit that. Yeah, for the doughy. Yeah, that's the only way to make sugar cookies. Now, I know a lot of people always say, that's not the traditional way. Sugar cookies are meant to be hard and, it's like, no, I don't want to break a tooth while I, you know. You've been here since the last test? Yeah, I tell you what, when you try to start a live stream on YouTube, don't try to put a thumbnail. Don't try to put anything in there. My room is a mess. That's the sign of a very creative person. You're always working. I say if your room is too clean, it means you're not working hard enough. Because you have time to clean your room instead of making content. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for the audio. It's not as good as I want it, but just for this occasion, it's going to have to do, because usually I want to have something nice and looked up. Hey, I'm not saying anything about you. I'm just saying about people in general, Ian. I'm sure you could really get some stuff. But your desk is insanely clean. Mine is insanely cluttered with a lot of gadgets and stuff I need to make the stuff I do. So we are getting wax paper. It doesn't matter. You don't need to buy the bougie wax paper. I got this at Dollar Tree for $1.25. Okay? Whatever works. Doesn't matter. I got these Pillsbury vanilla frosting things. I don't know. $2 max at your local supermarket. And these cookies I have in Tupperware containers. Oh my God, they smell so good. I wish you could have smell-o-vision through here, but yeah. And some of these, this is a little too crispy. This is from the final batch that I threw on. But when they're dry, This is the perfect right there. It's still so soft. Ah, yeah. Anyways, I got 3 things here. So, yeah, once like they dry a little bit and they're able to come off of the thing they were drying on for about 10 minutes, put them right into a container and seal it shut. You don't want air to get to it because they will dry up and you don't want that. So, yeah, Zach Attack, what's going on, brother? So, what we are doing is manly sugar cookies, okay? Now, some people will see sugar cookies as, oh, you got to be intricate, you got to decorate it just right, you got to spend 10 minutes decorating one freaking cookie. That's not what we're doing here, okay, ladies and gentlemen? What we are doing today is taking a butter knife and we're going to take off the top here of this frosting. Perfect. As it would go. A little hangnail. There you go. We're just going to take the butter knife, slather it on a cookie, and then I've got the sprinkle combo here and a bunch of other sprinkles just in case we run out. And you just do a little dabble, just a little sprinkling in, and you know, that's how you do manly sugar cookies. So that is what we are doing today. And your workstation shouldn't be your bare ass table. You need to take this wax paper. That's why we have the wax paper, alright? Alright, yo. Yeah. It's always fun, man. I tell you what, one of my favorite memories, just overall for the holidays, is simply just me by myself in the kitchen, just making batches and batches and batches of sugar cookies and just listening to podcasts. You know, I just put on a bunch of podcasts I like and just listen to them all while I go into like robot sugar cookie maker mode. And I don't even think. I just keep making them, and that time will pass by. I'll start at like 7 p.m. and then I look and it's like, oh, I am feeling tired. What time is it? Oh, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, damn. So yeah, let's take the wax paper. Enough of me rambling. Let's get to the sugar cookie extravaganza here. Me, that's when stoned. I feel like I'm stoned naturally at all times. So, okay. Here we are. We have the thing. I'll move this down for you so you see more. I'll see if I can scoot down so you can see my lovely face. Oh, I am in my PJ bottoms. I hope that isn't too risque for some people. Let me move that up. There you go. All I know is my thighs are getting thicker as I get older. THICC. All right, so we'll start with this batch right here. And we'll lay out another thing of wax paper I'm going to put up here. So the cookies that we get done icing here, we'll put them there so they dry and the icing gets a little dry. And then we'll store them so we can distribute throughout our friends and loved ones, okay? So that is the whole plan here. Let's do this. Not only do I make sugar cookies for Christmas, but I also make popcorn balls. Okay. Now, most of the popcorn balls that I've tried are usually store-bought, and they taste horrible. But I'm sure if they're homemade, I'm sure they kick a lot of ass. There we go. Let's set these right here. There we go. Boom. All right, let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. For our action-packed Wednesday night. It is hump day. We're almost through the week, y'all. Almost getting there. Let's move that there. Put that there. There. I don't know what that is. Flake of dust or something. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So we got stars. We've got stars. We've got a gingerbread man. We got another gingerbread man. We've got a whole lot of gingerbread men. Set them all down. And usually, you know, this is the final cookie. You could tell because when you run out of space to cookie cut something, you just take the last bit of dough and put it in a nice little circle and call it a day. So there we go there. This one's falling apart. Oh well. This could be like a, what does that look like? I have no idea. It could be a weird mountain range or the top of some cartoon character's hair. Something. Alright, I'll eat that. Still soft. Perfect. That's how we want it. Okay. Let's get going here. I'll make sure before I begin I didn't miss anybody's chats. Okay. Alright. Let's do this thing. We'll start with the last one we baked. In nice fashion there. Ooh. Now you want to make sure you put enough on there. You know, because when people reach for these cookies, they're not worried about the calories, all right? They're worried about the taste. You want to really wow them. So don't be afraid to slather that on, okay? Now we're using white icing first because I feel like the colorful sprinkles will stand out a whole lot more that way. All right. And feel free if you guys, it doesn't have to be sugar cookie oriented. If something's on your mind, something you just want to chat about, you don't want to talk to anybody else about, I get it. I get it, guys. I get it, gals. Any problems out there? Little Uncle DJ Glowing Ice or brother DJ Glowing Ice give you my best wisdom. I should make sugar cookies to follow along. Yeah, you should, Chris. I mean, I don't see why not. They taste amazing, and yeah, just when you make them yourself, it's a whole other level. You gotta make sure you have a little bit of flour. And here's another tip as well. Pointing the knife at you. Here's another tip for you. Before you start making the sugar cookies, you know, it always calls for a stick of butter soft. So most of the time, I always screw myself. Every single time I tell myself I'm going to do it right and pull the butter out about an hour before I start making the cookies, I never do. I always wind up being like, I should have took the butter out an hour before. Oh well. So I pull the stick of butter out and I always put it in the microwave. And you gotta be, butter when you put it in the microwave is very touchy. You want the butter to be soft but not melted. So like a stick of butter in a bowl for like, I want to say no more than 15 seconds. Even that's a little too risky because like the sides of it will melt and then you got melted butter and it just becomes a mess. Which I've done it with melted butter. It all is, it's all the same, but just to make life easier, make sure you cut the butter out of the fridge about an hour before you decide to make the cookies. So this is a gingerbread man, very iced. Now he just looks like a ghost, but this is man sugar cookies, all right? We're not messing around here with the frosting. We're not being dainty with it and going, oh, just a little there, just a little there. Because I hate sugar cookies like that where there's just like, oh, just a little bit of frosting there, and that's it, you know what I'm saying? No, we cover that whole thing. We're doing the whole thing. And these are going to come out amazing. I've given these out for gifts, as gifts during the holidays, and they're an absolute hit. Everybody's always asking, are you going to make sugar cookies this year? When are you going to make them? And I'm like, sometimes I'm just not in the mood too, but I'm in a rare mood these days, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna bust it out. I'm gonna make these sugar cookies, y'all. So get a little faster here. Get these all taken care of, because I am on a little bit of a time squeeze. Not too much, you know, just chilling. But anyways, I figured this would be fun to do. Um, Live streaming while I do this instead of just sitting here at the table. Yes, sir. So, about the channel, do you have any thoughts about the channel recently? This week, views have been down. And it's not like I ever like obsessively look at views and see how great this video is doing, because I don't really care. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. That's fun. And if it's a video that pops off, it pops off. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You should do dishwashing live streams. I'd watch that. I'd watch that to fall asleep at night. You know, someone else doing the dishes besides myself. It's a dream come true. But I've been seeing like a lot of the views of my videos like dropping off. And if you're not a video creator on YouTube and you just, you know, watch or whatever, you're not aware of, like, a lot of things factor in my head now since I've been a YouTuber. It's like, okay, why are the views not? Because I put out some pretty fire videos, but the views just aren't there, and it's not being shared or recommended by YouTube. And I realize, like, I gotta think about, okay, what's happening with everybody in the world right now? They're traveling, they're busy buying gifts, they're not on YouTube just watching obsessively, waiting for your little precious video to get out. You're not the most important person in the world. And so I gotta think about that and be like, okay. But still, I mean, it's not completely in the dirt, but I just gotta say this week has been kind of meh. Because I really thought I put out some decent stuff this week. I know people are always waiting for a documentary, which I'm always working on. But I had this weird thing that I was wanting to do since 2023, since last year, is put out a video every single day. And, you know, I read somewhere that always helps. Yeah, I'm making Christmas cookies, Troll Hunter. Hell yeah, I am. This is wholesome time, all right? We're being very wholesome. We're not being mean or anything. This is just, you know, making cookies for y'all. I really wish I could, but I don't know how that would really work out. Views are hard to get on YouTube nowadays unless you have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I know, like, YouTube is so saturated with everybody trying to do everything at once. And people are always saying, pick your niche. You got to pick a niche and go with that. And I can't do that with this channel because I always feel like this is just an extension of myself and who I am. I'm here freaking icing Christmas cookies. That's who I am. That's what I'm doing on my channel. It makes me think I don't know if I watched your content all week. I've been busy. New roof. Oh man, new roof. And hey, Chris, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying at the numbers and stuff. And everybody has a life. Surprisingly, I have a life. You know how I feel about Ray Kroc. Thanks, man. I'm glad you like the documentaries. There is something special about when I make documentaries or even Wild World of Pepsi little mini documentaries. That's why I call them, because they are documentaries about just one flavor of Pepsi. And I dig deep when I look for stuff when I make those videos. So it is the same approach as I do a documentary. As I go in and do the same thing with those. And this week is going to be like busy, busy, busy. I have a lot of videos and stuff recorded. I just need to edit and sprinkle out throughout this week and next week. But the next Wild World of Pepsi video documentary I'm gonna do is on. I don't know if you see this here. Pepsi Holiday Spice, because after all, it is the holiday season. So I should put it out for the holidays. That would make sense, right? And plus, we are chronologically in Pepsi's history of flavors that were released 2004. So we're in 2004. That's when Holiday Spice was out. So I'm almost done researching it all and writing up a script for it. And I should have it out before the 25th. I don't really have a life. I am just here, have been trying to do my own soda reviews also. Yeah, do them, dude. I'm always searching for like soda reviews, and not always like the big ones. I know I always see that Chris Frieza guy a lot, but you're trying the chicken nuggets from Taco Bell tomorrow. Ooh, I saw somebody took a photo Taco Bell's chicken nuggets. I hope they don't suck as bad as the wings, because the wings really did suck. But going back, Chris, getting a new roof is it's an ordeal, even if you're not working on the roof. Like, I didn't work on my roof, but like that's a whole thing. You gotta go to the roofer. They can't be good. No, they can't. But yeah, getting a roofer, you gotta get the loan, you gotta pick out which thing, then you gotta wait for the guys, and you gotta be there with them and make sure nothing's getting messed up, and yeah, it's a whole ordeal and a half. So I completely understand. And plus, I'm subscribed to so many YouTubers, and time will just go on and be like, in my head, something will register and think, I haven't seen much from that guy in a while. And then I'll go and look, and it's like, oh, he's been posting every single day. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't get notified. I even clicked the little bell on the thing, and it still didn't notify me. I'm like, what the hell? So it's like, I completely understand. It's just, I'm more focused on, like, organically, just the videos being pushed out to, just the whole world at large. Because yeah, this week's been kind of a kind of thing, but I didn't want to down with my tongue all over the cookies, because people will be eating these cookies. Roof is leaking. I had to clear out. Oh, that's when I realized I had to get a roof. I always knew that I had to get a roof soon, because you just stand there and look at it and be like, that looks like hell. But the thing that put me in emergency mode is, yeah, there was a drip coming right into my front door as I walked in. You get greeted with a drip of water coming through the ceiling. Owning a home sucks. Yeah, I mean, it has its great advantages. You feel like you're a grown up and everything. But owning a home sucks. I just want to say that. Anyways, here we go. We got the sprinkles. I'll show you some close-up action. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy. There we go. Just look at that. What gets the reach? What tickets the algorithm? I just make what I want to watch. Owning a home is cool. If this place was bigger. Yeah, I just, when it comes to the algorithm and trying to figure it out, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'll look and see what is popping off, but if it's nothing that is me, I'm not gonna sit there and try to chase something that I don't feel genuinely excited about. Like, I know so many people do that though. Like, they're just shells and they're waiting for something to fill them up and drive them. But I'm not like that. It's like I already have enough stuff inside of me that I want to push out. instead of looking for something to grab onto and fly away with. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do all these with these types of sprinkles, alright? That sounds good. Oh, yeah. Now, for those of you watching the live stream, exclusive VIP access. What I recently reviewed, your videos at Maximus are timeless. That's what's cool. A document forever in value. Yeah, thanks. That's I always tell anybody that does YouTube is make content that isn't trendy, that isn't going to be forgotten in a week or two. Like oh, I'm going to make a video essay, video essay about, you know, the current status of, you know, the government or, you know, whatever. And it's going to be something no one in a year is going to ever want to watch because it's only happening at that moment. Now, those videos do get a lot of views and they pick up at that moment, but in the long run, it's like no one's ever going to go back and watch what is the new update for Cyberpunk 2077 for March of 2022. How did you learn to make video essays? Did you go to school for this stuff? No, I did not. I learned all of this just by trial and error. I started with Windows Movie Maker back in like 2010 when I bought a computer, and that was just to throw my music up on YouTube. So that's how I started. Was just I was a musician, and I just needed to find a way to put music onto a still image and then upload that to YouTube. And it took me years upon years to even care about making actual content with my face on it, let alone doing something besides music. But I've been making music since I was a teenager, like 2000. The year 2000 I started. I was like 14 at the time. And that's what I wanted to do, and I still do. I'm kind of living the dream now. I don't need a record label to make music that sounds radio quality. I could do that by myself, and that's how I learned a lot of the audio and stuff. Like, I didn't go to school for that or anything. I just picked up tricks, watched tutorials, read books, and learned a lot of the audio engineering and stuff that way. And that's why at this point I have rappers, I have bands always reaching out, wanting help with me producing stuff for them or whatever, which I don't really advertise too much on my YouTube. I guess I should. That would probably help pay some bills, but I'm just too busy to even think about doing that. My time is like very, very limited. But I would like to get into more voice work and music stuff, but at the moment I'm enjoying myself doing YouTube. It's cool, you know. I get to actually make things that I'm actually interested in, what this new thing is. But getting back to video essays, because I didn't really answer your, what the hell am I doing? You guys are, okay, we're done here. Guys are watching me, you didn't even tell me I was messing up. Alright. We transfer the cookies. Move these. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. But yeah. How I got into making video essays or documentaries in the first place is a very long story. But while we're here, I will tell you. I think I will eventually make a video, like a nice produced video on how I did it. But, stop it. Hang on here 1 second, guys. Let me put the rest of these cookies on here so I don't get too distracted. Alright. Those were some big ass cookies, so these candy canes are a little smaller. So, how I got into video essays is this channel is a byproduct of the podcast because I started out as a podcast. That's what this whole thing is. Industrial Industries World Radio is a podcast. And I always wanted to make a podcast because when I was in radio in 2006, 2007, you know, you go to school for something that you think is going to be really fun and cool and you could flex your creative muscles. And then you get there and you realize you are told to just be a robot. Because in 2006, in 2007, that's when radio DJs were told to shut up and keep playing music. So, because the whole iPod shuffle, radio stations were competing with streaming services because that was the whole new thing then. And, hey, we're hip and cool too. That's what radio stations were like. We're going to just keep playing music, nonstop music, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shut up, DJ, keep, playing the music. So, all you could really do on there was just be like, hey, what's going on? My name is Gilmore. That's what I went by. My name, I chose a really stupid name, Gilmore, on purpose, just to be spiteful. Because that's the kind of guy I am. And, hey, what's up, guys? This is Gilmore. We got another fun classic block of AC/DC, ZZ Top, and Ozzy Osbourne coming up next. That was about as creative as you could be on the radio. But when it came to producing commercials, that's when I really shined because I would take things into left field. Most people would make radio commercials and write them and produce them. Very basic, like the usual crap you'd hear on the radio. That's what they would do. But with me, I would always want to, within 30 seconds or 60 seconds, however long the spot was, I would always write like a little story and produce it, put sound effects in and all that stuff and all that. You like college radio? Yeah, I mean, we got something like that here in St. Louis, but it's not that. It's kind of trash. It's all like boring independent music that sucks. But just to be nice about it. So, yeah, I mean, I quit radio and I just went back home and just started working regular jobs. But, I got to a point where I wanted to make my own radio show on my own terms with my own funny commercials and music I could play and all that stuff. Gilmore. It was Gilmore. And so that's when I started Industrial Industries World Radio, the podcast. So the podcast was meant to sound like an hour's worth of a radio station that I would run. So there would be reviews, there would be funny skits, there would be just whatever, funny commercials, funny songs, history segments, Gilmore like the girls. Yeah, no, I was thinking more of Gilmore just like as the most lamest loser guy you could think of. Hey, it's Gilmore here. I'm Gilmore. But I could see a lot of people associating it with that. But so I made the podcast. The podcast's still available. I've pretty much deserted it because there is like he put all this time and effort producing an hour-long podcast. It'd take a week to put together and hours upon hours. And it's not like a regular podcast where you're just some guy sitting in front of a microphone and blabbing for an hour and that's it. Like I would like produce very high quality stuff, but then you get like 10 downloads, like nobody listens. So I made this YouTube channel to kind of promote the podcast. And it's just weird how fate would have it that the YouTube channel, which was a byproduct of this podcast, would be the thing that gets more popular than the actual podcast like I intended it to be. So the podcast has kind of died out because it's like, let's face it, if you're going to go into podcasting, if you're not backed by a company or you don't have some fame prior to podcasting, like saying you're an old wrestler or something, then people are going to listen to you regardless. Oh, the Undertaker has a podcast. I'm going to listen to that because he's the Undertaker. Oh, here's some guy, he's talking about movies. It's like, yeah, that's life. Like some people, yeah. I mean, I listen. That's how I listen or view a lot of Maximus the Force videos. Is like, oh, there's times I can't watch, but I will listen, and I'll get the whole gist of the video just by listening. And plus, it'll help him get a view. So it's like win-win regardless. But yeah. So with the podcast and doing the history segments, like I did the history of McDonald's. That was originally just on the podcast for like since 2020. I put that out, and yeah, yeah, exactly, Chris. And so I put, all I had all these history segments and stuff in all of these episodes of the podcast, and it was like 2021, like early 2021. I was thinking I need to do something. I was gonna put up just the audio of the history segment on YouTube and just put, you know, a thumbnail up, just a still image, and that's it. And what I was going to do is put up the history of Toys R Us. Just put up a still image, that's the video, boom. But then I was thinking, no, that's lame. I could do something with this. So as I imported the audio into, my film software, my movie software, I was like, okay, I listen to this, maybe make some visuals, put a video into it, make it look interesting, something that someone could watch while they listen. So it's like audio quality, that comes first, but visuals come second. And that's when I made the documentary for Toys R Us. That was the first documentary I made and posted that on YouTube. And that was the first video that actually popped off and did anything. Because prior to that, I had like 60 subscribers or something. That was like in early 2021. Now, I think before that, I had a video that was like, had 8,000 views, and it was me and my friend Jimmy eating a bunch of Reese's candy, and that was it. So, excuse me. Yeah, you do a great job, and I would postpone watching because they're so good. I want more attention for it. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. But, yeah, so that's basically it. That's how I got into video essays. It was just kind of like me thinking as a viewer, what would I want to see? And it's like, I could do something more with it. It's going to take a lot more time, but is it worth it? Yes. And that's how, yeah, the channel, that video in particular got like 10,000 views, and I was like, whoa! I'm like, I guess it actually does make sense. The more hard work you put in, the better people actually do realize that you do that. And that's how I even do with the reviews too, because it's not just I pick a soda out or a snack and just eat it and say, oh yeah, it's good, man, yeah. Like I'll spend at least an hour before I even review the thing, looking up all the facts about it, writing up a narrative. There's some facts that I'll leave out and not even mention because it's not worth it. And I always have this rule is don't waste the viewer's time. You don't want to, time is precious. You don't want to waste anybody's time, because if you feel like your time is being wasted from somebody just like rattling on and on like I'm doing right now, not really. This is a live stream. It's different, okay? It's different. But, in a video, when they're trying to get info and they're just wanting to go in and get out and know if the stuff is any good, you don't want to waste their time. But at the same time, you want the person to know what you're even reviewing. Because there's some people that'll watch a video, a review, and they have no idea what it is, and they want to know the backstory. They want to know, what the whole thing is all about. So, at least I do. So it's good to actually, you know, do the full rounded review from the history. So the thing that you're reviewing actually has some weight to it. You're like, okay, so this is some real heavy. At first, I thought this thing was just some BS that no one could, but now I know the backstory and it has some meaning to it. Oh, okay, now I really want to know. So um, that's at least how I operate. I know some people are just like, hey y'all, they got this new thing here at Crumble Cookie. We're gonna eat it and see if it's any good. A hit, a hit. Woo! And if that's what people like, that's what people like. But I would see that myself as a person, as a normal person, and be like, that's annoying. That's stupid. Yeah, And like when it comes to burping in my videos or farting or whatever, there are people that actually get angry when I burp in a video. They're so angry. It's as if, I burped in their face. It's like, bro, I did it on the video. The Southern Snack guy. I need to check him out. There's so many people. There's like yeah, there's so many food reviewers and stuff. That whole shtick is so saturated. It's hard. The only food reviewer that I really like is obviously. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Report of the Week. Yeah, the Report of the Week, Review Bra. I really. Some people think he's like a fake with the whole suits and stuff, but no, that dude is legit like that. And he's a very interesting dude. If you listen to his podcast, he goes pretty hard on some things too that you he can't really post on YouTube. Now it's not like he's going crazy and he's cussing. I don't think I've ever heard him cuss, but just some of his views I think would I wouldn't say shock you, but they're a little surprising because I see him almost as if he has my grandma's mentality a lot, like his mannerisms and stuff like that, which is sweet. It's wholesome. I enjoy it. I love me Review Bra. There's a lot of competition too on YouTube. It's insane. Hang on, I missed someone. I don't want to miss anybody. All right. Hello, greetings from Australia. Ryan K, what's up, dude? I guess it is morning time there. So, good day. It's very nighttime here in small town USA. And we are putting together some sugar cookies. Oh. Yeah, the icing is being very, very liquidy. That's the right word I'm trying to find here. Oh. But I will tell you, the best is yet to come for this month. Ugh, so much. I'm working on the history of Toys R Us from 2002 to now, and there is so much craziness happening here. Yeah, you must be on the East Coast. I'm in Central Time, 11:20 here. So I'm doing that this month. Doing the history on Pepsi Holiday Spice. You could hardly see it there. Tomorrow, I found probably the very first video of my existence. I'm going to put up tomorrow. It's me seeing Santa when I was 3 years old in 1989. And the things that I asked for in that video is pretty spot on. It'd be the same things I would ask for now. So, yeah. Toys R Us was cool. A lot of people my age that never went to a Toys R Us after 1996 got so upset when they closed up, and they're like, oh, it's like, listen here. Listen here. I went to Toys R Us as a grown up just to go in and walk around and just check things out. I was heartbroken. You? No. You didn't care. Jeffrey, you left Jeffrey crying. He tried to give you all the dreams and all the wishes in the world, and what did you do? You didn't care. Let's see here. Live chat here. KB Toys was still around. Yeah, I remember KB Toys, but I always saw KB Toys as the expensive toy store because it really was. Because whenever I collected Star Wars toys, they charged like $8.99 for a Star Wars action figure. When you go to Walmart, and they would be $4.96 or $4.74 or something like that. And so that's what I always remember KB Toys like. And the thing that would kill me is I would find some toys at KB Toys, some Star Wars figures that I couldn't find anywhere else. So I was like kind of forced to buy it from them because, you know, it was a harder to find action figure. I remember Emperor Palpatine. Your friends used to steal wrestling figures from KB Toys. I'm trying to think of the things I stole. When I was a kid, obviously, I there was this place called Grandpa's. Like Grandpa, sometimes it was called Grandpa Pigeons, and for me, I always remember it being called Grandpa's. But anyways, I remember I was like 8 or 9, and I don't know why this is so dumb. But there would be this candy rack, this rack of candy up front, a bunch of different stuff in it, and the stuff was only at maximum 25 cents. They're little packages of like novelty stuff, a lot of Amurol kind of stuff. If you remember Amurol, they're famous for making a lot of weird like gum and stuff, like the bubble beeper and that kind of stuff. So it was that type of candy, really fun, cool, novelty style stuff, and bubble gum. But I remember going in there, and my mom and dad would just go off and start shopping somewhere, and I'd be like, I'm gonna check out the toys, I'm gonna check out this. So if I'm not there, I'll be there if you need me. Okay, yeah, whatever, kid. Go ahead, get lost forever. See if I care. But so I would go to this toy section where this rack was with all these novelty bubblegums things, and I remember there was three different ones. One was like a what have you walked into? You've walked into my little corner of hell on the internet, Timothy. So I would be stealing these weird gum flavors. One was this gum called Gotcha, and it was like a pack of bubble gum balls, and some were like regular sugary, but some of them were like flaming hot. So you wouldn't ever know unless you bit down on one. It was kind of like the Bertie Bott's jelly beans. You know, some taste like booger and some don't, and they taste like peach instead or whatever. But it was like that. It was a bubblegum form back in the 90s. So I would take these bags and I would have um, sweatpants with the elastic around the ankles, and I would just like sit down really up close to the thing, and I would just slowly move these packs of gum and put it up underneath inside my ankle where the sweatpants were, and the elastic would hold it in up inside my sweatpants. God. That's about it. That's the craziest story I ever have about stealing. The only story I have about stealing, and at that it was. I understand. I did get a high from doing that, but yeah, that's about as bad as I got. So The cuffed ankle. You could tell the story, Tim. Maybe just send it to me private message. I would love to hear it. Maybe not here on the whole world to see, but I'd love to hear it. But the other gum that I did see, uh, and that I did steal as a child was it was like a piece of bubble gum that was like a long tube. It was like in the shape of a hot dog, and it was green, and it on the inside was this like cinnamon dust, this red cinnamon dust, and it tasted so good. It was awesome. And it's like that kind of stuff from my childhood. It always like fascinated me, and that's how I still am to this day about a lot of weird snacks and candy and stuff like that. It's like it's never left, and it probably never will. Like I'm in my late 30s now, and I'm like I'm still the same. And I did meet this girl that I went to high school with a couple years ago, and she looked pretty bad. Like she's been through some things, but she still had a snarky attitude enough to tell me, you know what? You haven't changed at all. Like in a kind of like a derogatory way. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't change, because if I wound up like you, oh, God, thank God. I didn't say that because I am a nice guy, all right? But that's what I was thinking. I just took it as how I really replied to that was, oh yeah, I guess so. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I have so much candy I'm looking at right over there. I need a review that is like that bubble gum that I used to steal as a child, and I just need to get to. I have some of those like toxic. What are they? They're like toxic sludge or toxic slime, and we're out of one jar already, guys. Toxic slime sour stuff. Yeah, toxic smog balls. I think that's what they are. I found them at Five Below, and there's like some dare. You got to put all five of those balls in your mouth and wait for like a minute or two and see if you can handle it. Toxic balls. Put 5 whole balls in your mouth and see what happens, boy. So I've been needing to review that for a long time, and I set it up on this table. So the next day I come in and I see it there, I'm like, okay, that's what I'm reviewing. But it always gets pushed off to the side because there's always some new soda that's out, or there's this soda that's about to expire that I need to review. So it keeps getting pushed off. But January, I want to do that because I don't know if you watched the last live stream or not. I did mention I'm going to slow down on videos for a little bit because I need to make music and do some other things with my life. But I'm still going to be doing at least 5 videos a week, so it's not that big of a deal. So it's just that coming from making videos every day to 5 days a week, I'm going to be able to put so much more production in videos and make things even more polished and funnier, cooler. And so like the first month or two of next year, I want to go back to looking at a lot of internet challenges. Like, you remember the ice bucket challenge from back then? And the cinnamon challenge where you take a spoonful of cinnamon and put it in your mouth. I've never done that. Production is overrated but fun. Yeah, I mean, there's a fine line when it comes to production. Like, you can't be too crappy where you just film something and you don't put proper lighting and stuff. And then there's stuff that's like just too unnecessary. You got to have that fine line where it's campy but still looks like someone cared enough to put in a little bit of effort. So that's where I'm kind of at. It's like yeah, I don't want to make things too polished where I look like I'm trying to sell something or I'm like, you know, OxyClean, boom. But you know, it's on the verge of nicely produced, but still looks like it's made in the guy's house, the guy's room, which it is. So you know, that's I ride that line. I ride it hard. But yeah, so the ice bucket challenge and the cinnamon challenge I want to do next year. That is a big glob of icing. What are you doing, brother? All right, let's do this. Do that. I'll get back to the chats. If I'm missing anybody, just know my hands are kind of tied right now. Making this gingerbread man, making sure he looks good for all the ladies, for all the guys, whatever his preference. And yeah, what was the ice bucket challenge all about? Like, it was like for something like ALS. I don't even know what ALS stands for. I'd Google it right now if I could, but it was you nominate 2 people or 3 people, and they would donate to ALS, or they would have to throw a bucket of ice on their heads. It was one or the other, I think, and most people opted to throw ice on their heads. But maybe they still donated at the same time. I'm not sure. But, God, what was that? I think that was like. I saw some girl I liked do that, and she was in a bikini top. Nice. Hell yeah. It's all for a good cause. Am I right? But, be very careful if you do the cinnamon challenge. Uh-oh. I've never watched anybody actually do it. I just know the challenge exists. It's very easy to choke on it. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll be careful. Like, I made the mistake when I tried the one chip challenge with Jimmy, and I didn't drink any milk beforehand. Like, I know now. I didn't watch the LA Beast that much, so if I did watch him enough back then, I would have known how he prepares for like very hot, spicy things. Is he drinks a lot of milk and has a whole uh, Pepto Bismol thing. Lou Gehrig's disease is ALS. Uh, okay, makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I went in taking the one chip challenge just raw, but knowing that afterwards, if you drink milk and a lot of dairy stuff, it'd be better. So I had this big thing of ice cream in front of me. I mean, it's on video. If you search on the channel, it's somewhere down deep in the library. But I had this big thing of ice cream, and I burned, and I lasted for. You're supposed to last 5 minutes, and I was just burning. Jimmy cut out at like 45 seconds. I'm surprised I stayed later than he did, because he's the one that eats all spicy stuff, apparently. He's the spicy guy, the hot sauce guy, but I last a lot longer. I think I was like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like that. And then right after that, I dove right into this mint chocolate chip ice cream I had in front of me, and I just went to town on it. And it helped, but the thing is, with that one chip challenge, it bites you. It keeps coming back at you, because you're, it'll feel like it's going away, but then the pepper just comes back and stings you again inside your mouth. Like, it's insane. Like, I never had a thing like that before happen to me, and I've eaten some pretty hot stuff. But man, that was definitely something else. Let's see here. What should we do, guys? All right, here's number 1. Here's number 2, and here's number 3. Which one? Which one looks the best? 1, 2, or 3. This is an interactive show, interactive production. In the meantime, I'm going to read the live chat from the other people. 2, Coop says, the OG of the channel. I appreciate old Mr. Coop. Let's see. Johnny Scoville says not to eat anything before spicy stuff. Okay, well, he is the expert. Made the Scoville scale. Eating before helps slow the stomach burn. One chip challenge is bad. I got a bunch in my fridge. Oof. I don't know. 3-3. Oh, man. Majority rules. Tim and Jeff say 3. Chris says 1. Let's see here. So 3 is this one. I guess we're going with it. We got the mixture. It is the red and green. Oh, yeah. And no problem, Coop. You know, it's like I'll remember anybody that's ever given me the light of day. I hope a lot of people don't ever think that if I never reply to their comments that I just don't care or whatever. The thing is, I'll kind of see, like, even a person comment once or twice, and I'll just remember the name, and then a month or two goes by and they don't comment on anything, and I'll just be like, I wonder how they're doing. I hope they're okay. I hope I didn't say anything wrong in one of the videos and piss them off. Which I always try to keep things pretty clean. It's not like I'm outrageous off camera. It's just like, you know, you want to present yourself to be good to everybody when you're making videos. You don't want to say something and ruin someone's day, you know? It's like, I don't want to be the source of someone's bad day if I say something dumb, you know? I don't comment often, but when I do, you always answer. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel. How I feel is, if someone's going to take the time to comment on one of my videos, I should have the time to comment back and be like, hell yeah, at least do this or, you know, something. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all. So, now we got to transfer these cookies somewhere. This is a mess. This is an absolute mess. Are these dry enough? They're getting there, but man, well, I'm just gonna take these, put these in the bowl for now. I won't be able to stack them on top because obviously the icing will get on the bottoms of the other ones, but just to get these out of the way this very moment. Is there a smaller one that we could put in here? No, I guess not. So we're going to take these, set them down there. Then I got a bunch of these. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I got the paper, wax paper here, Jeff. But I see Jeff. I see Jeff. I see your last name, Jeff Norton. I think of Jim Norton, the wrestler. So I'm like always thinking, oh, Jim Norton's here. Are the cookies for a work function or just for home, Timothy? A little bit of both, because everybody at work. I brought some in a few years ago, and they just, your cookies are the best. So sugar cookies and chocolate chip cookies, I have like the right touch to. They always say men can bake better than women, and I find that to be true. Not to be biased or anything, but I've given my recipe and my technique to plenty of people, and they're just they feel like they just can't do it right like I can. Like, I'm dumb and say things alike. Yeah, I mean, hey, it happens. Oh wait, okay, so we don't need to put wax paper on the bottom one. I guess so. Yeah, it'd be good for some lining. Line it up, you know what I'm saying? So let's put these cookies all up in here. A little snowy snowman. I'm also contemplating what video game. I don't know if you guys have been enjoying the video game playthroughs that I've been doing, but it's good to revisit the video games regardless. For myself personally, and if anybody else is interested, it's cool, you know, if they join in and watch. But my next playthrough I want to do is Nickelodeon Guts for the Super Nintendo, which is a horrendous game. And as a kid, I was so pissed off playing that. But over time, I mastered how to play that piece of crap game. And I'm going to do a playthrough of that next. And it's going to be very interesting, to say the least. But for Christmas time, I'll show you what I will be doing a playthrough of. Hang on, let me show you. I'm going to grab it right quick. Polar Express for the GameCube. I got it for $7.99. It looks like it could be absolute trash or mediocre. One or the other. But I'll be doing a playthrough of this before the year is up, so you can see all the stuff that happens with this. And it's not going to be a playthrough where I'm actually on screen. I'm going to play it all the way through, and I'll narrate afterwards and tell you. Just so I could cut the video up and like shorten it if it gets too boring and stupid. So, just like I said, I don't want to waste anybody's time or anything like that. And we just keep on rolling. Alright, I think this will be the last stack of cookies. We'll save these for another time, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to keep rolling, get the rest of these done. You know, I don't want to pat myself on the back too much, but I really do make some damn good sugar cookies. I've played with the idea, I at least thought about it, where maybe it's like, maybe I could make these and sell them, like legit sell them, and that's how I can make a little bit of money. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far of thinking how I'd actually do it though. I guess just bake a lot of them and try to sell them, but I know at least everyone who's ever tried one definitely would buy some. But I gotta be in the right mood. It's like anything else. You gotta be in the right mood to go through all this to do it. Which I'm in a very chipper mood right now. I gotta check up on the chats here. But man, there are so many video games that I want to play. You like my Christmas pants? Yeah, these are actually my pajama bottoms. I always take my pajama top off because it's matching with these when I do reviews. So most of the time when you see me doing a review lately, you see the shirt and you think I'm in regular clothes, but I'm in my pajama bottoms. You never know what's going on with this lower half off camera. But yeah, so yeah, sorry, so many video games I want to play for the channel. The one I'm so excited to do is Beavis and Butthead for the Super Nintendo, because that's gonna take me back. Like, it's cool how video games and music and all that stuff they're like time machines, either audio wise or visually or experience wise, because it'll take you right back. Because I get those feelings when I hear video game soundtracks or anything like that. Like, Ryan K, you have a stupid first name. From Ryan Jenkins. I like Ryan. I had plenty of Ryan friends, Ryan named friends growing up, and every single one of them was. I've never met a not cool Ryan. Every single Ryan I've ever met is cool. So, what is a name of somebody that you've met that you never liked? Like, I'm trying to think. For me, I don't know. I know there are some names, but none of them are popping up right now. Ryan. What would you prefer to be named? Damien? I've never met a Damien, so uh mm, I want to say I don't know. I'm lukewarm on Sean's. I've never knew a Sean that I really like wanted to be friends with, but I'd never hated either. Um, Nathan's are cool. I like Nathan's. Uh, all the Terrys that I've ever met are really old fat guys. Every single Terry I've ever met, which is only a few. Biff. All right, Biff. Biff Tannen. Yeah, every Terry I've ever met is some big fat guy, and he likes to work on cars a lot. Not saying that's a bad thing. That's just a thing I've come to know with Terrys. Rusty. There's one. Rusty. We got to come up with one name. Lots of Jasons, Mikes, Sean, or Scenes. Scenes. My cousin is named Sean with the Sean. Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond is the only Terry I know of. Oh God, we gotta go through some names. Jim. I know plenty of Jims. They range from horrible people to really cool people. So you can't do that one. Uh, I don't know any Noahs, but I really do feel. Oh God, what is? There's a name that's similar to Noah that mm, God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of the name right now, but it's like. Uh, what are all those like new names that a lot of people? Noel, yeah, that one too. But like, no, there's another name I can't think of right now. That he maybe Connor. I never met a Connor, but I just feel like a Connor would be very annoying, to say the least. Nestor. The only Nestor I know is I think there was like a video game or something. Let's see the live chat here. I think I saw Elvis in the building. Oh yeah, he's smashing the like button. Yeah, bro. Boom. I went to high school in the South during the 16 and pregnant era. The amount of horrible names from that. Oh my God. I gotta tell you. Yes. I don't know what it was like during the mid 2000s, maybe no, it was late 2000s, mid to late 2000s. Um, so many women, girls, named their kid if they had a son Aiden. Aiden, Aiden. There's so many Aidens now. It's unbelievable. And I think some of them were named after that crappy emo band that had Aiden in their name, or there was a song they did with Aiden in it. I can't remember because I didn't listen to emo music at that time. I was more of a Limp Bizkit, Insane Clown Posse, Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, Rammstein kind of guy. I never got into the kind of music. So, but yeah, obviously emo is short for emotional. So, you know, if I want to listen to rock music, music with electric guitars, I want it to sound badass, not hear some skinny guy wearing a little rhinestone belt that's checkered black and uh, you know, pink, crying about mommy and daddy. So Anyways, let's see. Super chat. I think I saw Coop in there. I want to say goodbye. I must go. Thanks for the chat. Merry Christmas, bunghole. Yeah. You get. Yeah, I gotta do the dishes, or you do the dishes. Ooh, I don't know if you guys just heard that. I farted. Yeah, gotta do the dishes and clean all this mess up. More sprinkles. Don't be cheap on the sprinkles. Yes, sir. If Elvis says so. Well, we use too much of these sprinkles. We're gonna go Nevea, heaven backwards. Timothy. Yeah, Nevea. God, there's so many stupid names people are naming their kids now. I like my name Blake. That's my real name, Blake. It's just, yeah, Blake. My mom was very smart naming me that. And, you know, it's weird because I grew up as a kid with glasses. I was smaller than most other kids. So I was never like, I could have been good at sports and I could have played sports, but when everybody towers over you, it doesn't make playing sports that fun. And so, yeah, just imagine everybody's towering over you. You're trying to get competitive, but you just get, you know, demolished every single time playing flag football. It's not that fun. Blake's Takes should be the channel. What are the glasses? Where are the glasses? I don't have glasses anymore. I grew out of my glasses. I was like in 8th grade, and I went to get my eyes checked, and the doctor was like, I don't understand why you're wearing glasses. Like, your eyes are, like, fine. You got perfect 20/20 vision. And I was like, got them off with the quickness. But still, I didn't get any chicks all throughout high school, so didn't really help me too much. God knows I tried. I asked out every single chick that I liked. Got turned down every single time. I know a lot of friends. I had a lot of friends that would like see a girl and be like, "Oh yeah, man, I want to go out with her," and I would like egg them on, go. And these guys were like a lot taller than me. You know, they dressed well, and they still just didn't have the guts to pursue any of these girls. I didn't get it. I never had that problem. I just go full on and ask. Even if I got turned down, at least I could say and go to my grave knowing that at least I tried and I don't have any regrets, you know. But they're lost, you know what I'm saying? And who knows, I wouldn't be here right now enjoying making Christmas cookies if I did, you know, get with some chick in high school, because that could have went down a very horrible path. It could have been a good path too, but I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't really matter now. I think I am living in the best timeline that my life could have been. So, and I hope you guys are in the best timeline of your life. I mean that. Ah. All right, Elvis. I hope that's good enough for you. Here, I'll get a close up of one. Here's the most misshapen one here. And there you go. Looks good? Yeah. Timothy, do I have any tattoos? No, I do not. Every single other person that I know has tattoos except me. One, thanks, Elvis. I'm glad I have your approval. One, I don't like needles. Two, I never found anything symbolic enough to want to be permanently on my skin. Yeah, so. Yeah, I saw the same thing when I do. If only that girl didn't turn me down, I would not be drinking this 20-plus-year-old. Yeah, exactly, Chris. You know, we are living the life. You know, yeah, I should get a cookie tattoo. I will say, well, I don't know. I probably never would get a tattoo. I don't want to say I'm too old for that, because there's a time when people get into their 50s and they just have a full breakdown and then they want to get a tattoo. I mean, that could be happening in 15 or so years from now, so we'll see then. Until then, yeah, I don't intend on getting a tattoo. Um, uh, yeah, so. Anyways, we are done with these cookies. Thank you guys for being a part of this live stream. Man, this was a very, very enjoyable, productive talk. I'm glad so many of you got to join in, jump in, give your 2 cents. And, you know, if you're a grown ass man, and you're cool, and you think making sugar cookies, making sugar cookies all by yourself, you know, is like some thing. No, that's not what a man does. A man doesn't be making sugar cookies. No, it's a really awesome thing. And yeah, they taste amazing if you make them like I do. I actually did make a tutorial on how to make these a couple years ago. I'll link it in this one. Elvis, thank you. Thank you very much. Smash that like button, yo. That is it. Appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your night, morning, wherever you're at. And I will see you again very soon in the next video. And yeah. All right. That's it. Peace out. Sweet dreams, y'all.